Hello fellow guitar geeks, today is Fuzz Pedal Day. The fuzz in question is this, the Solaris Pro from Flattley Guitar Pedals. It's a big, thick fuzz that you can get cleaner tones with by rolling off the volume of your guitar, and I'll demonstrate that for you with a little track. I really enjoyed recording that track because it's a full-on thick fuzz that has a fixed gain. So to get the lower gain tones, I really had to back off with the volume of the guitars. And I used to come from the school of thinking that the volume was always on 10 and pretty much redundant. And now I've learned that you can use the volume for things. So Solaris Pro, you're one of the pedals that have encouraged me to do this. And thank you for making me a better guitar player. Anyway. The Solaris Pro is based on the Big Muff circuit, and we've got 3 knobs which are very recognizable from the Big Muff circuit, but we've also got a boost circuit inside. So this is the on-off for the whole pedal, this is the on-off for the boost, which cannot be used without turning the fuzz on, so you can't just use it as a boost pedal. This is the tone, this is sustain, this is the volume. The guitar I'm playing at the moment is the 𝗦𝗢𝗙𝗢𝗏, which is an SG style guitar, and I'm running today through the Marshall SV20 and also the 𝗬𝗚𝗙𝗘𝗢, which is hiding just behind me there. There it is. Or actually, I've got to straighten that out before we start. There we go. That's nice and straight. Let's listen to the pedal. This is the clean tone. That's the D20, and it's just kind of on the edge. It's a bit crunchy. It's not perfectly clean. Then engage the pedal. It will do nothing, because the volume's all the way down, but it will be instantly gainy. I like having the knobs down like that because they look nice. So it kind of affects my very little bit of OCD that I have when I turn the tone upside down. So the pedal's adding thickness, even with the sustain right down there, and when I start to turn the sustain up to about 1/4, it gets thick. So let's play with the sustain first. I'm leaving the tone around 12 o'clock. Let's push it up to halfway. In fact, I'll record a loop so I can play around with the knobs and not have to play guitar. Here we go. Right, looping pedal. So as you can hear, the tone knob is extremely wide-ranged. The sustain, when I have it down at the bottom like this, it's still gainy. That gain is there, but you're getting more sustain as you're going round. In fact, when I did the track, I had the sustain, I think it was pretty much at 0. So that's the first, or the rhythm guitar you hear in that track. As for the volume, it's just over halfway to give us about unity, but now we can engage the boost, and be warned, there is a jump in volume. I will try and compensate for that. But the boost doesn't just boost the whole signal, it tends to boost a bit more mid-frequencies. Let me show you. Let's put that somewhere kind of normal. Okay, boost time. So that boost is not just boosting the whole signal, it's adding a little bit of EQ there as well. And I actually I think I prefer it with the boost on, even though you could leave that boost for solo volumes. When you boost with the boost knob, you're actually, pushing those mid frequencies as well, so you'll be heard better with the solo. So why not leave it on all the time? Then you can be heard all the time. No, but it's the curse of the Big Muff is that you get all bassy and you lose your mids and you can't be heard in a band situation. That seems to not be the case with the Solaris Pro. Let's try it again, but bringing the volume down so there's not that volume jump. This is with boost on. Am I on? Yeah. So, without the boost, the volume's dropped considerably, and it seems to be more gainy with the boost off, which is kind of odd. Maybe not more gainy, but more grainy. Let me just take the volume up for this. With boost. So that is with the boost. There is, of course, quite a few tones you can get out of this. I say, of course, it kind of feels like it might be a one-trick pony. So I'm going to do my top 5 tones to show you that by using a different guitar, such as the 66 from Fender behind me and this Maybach Albatross, I can get a few tones out of it. Okay, here we go. Solaris Pro is not designed to be a versatile fuzz. It's designed to do that one style of fuzz, that big muffy thick fuzz, and then have a wide tone knob and then the boost function to make it a little bit more versatile. But what you're not going to get out of this fuzz is the spitty splittiness. You're also not going to get that true like fuzz facey kind of sound because it isn't a fuzz face and it isn't a Velcro ripper. It's a big muff that sounds big, thick, warm and adjustable with the tone knob. And most importantly, your volume of your guitar. Let's adjust the volume of the guitar. I've got humbuckers, of course, right now. So this is with the fuzz on. There we go. That was at 10. Now we're down to about 3. So it doesn't sound that great here, but I'm going to switch to the Fender because I noticed earlier it was doing pretty well with the volume drop. Now I've got the Fender, the single coil in the neck, which is a tele pickup, I can show you a little bit more of the backing off the volume. So it's still retaining that same kind of tone. You don't get away from that voice, it's just less gain, a bit more guitar coming through. I'm going to switch the amp to the Marshall, that's that one, the SV20, and see how that changes things. Let's talk about the looks, because this is one of the Platinum range, which is a direct quote from Flattley Pedals. They've dipped it in, I don't know what, so I don't know how they got this finished, but it actually looks 3D when you're in person. I'm not sure what it looks like on camera, but really up close, it looks like something is actually smoking, which is super cool. And I'm pretty certain, and therefore it's marbled or something. I don't know, but dipped or hydro dipped or something, which means each one is unique, which I guess is cool. I love the knobs on top. So these are the Flattley. That's a Flattley logo. So that's the Mexican Day of the Dead skull. Then we've got a word that says boost, and disengaging and engaging the pedals. We've got the LEDs under the buttons, which is brilliant. That's a super cool feature. You have it on things like the HX Stomp and the Helix, and I'd like to see more of these. I don't know how expensive these foot switches are, but I'd like to see more of them. It's a good idea for a fuzz. It's that one-tone monster that is actually almost several tones. So with my top 5 tones, it was quite interesting, quite a challenge to get more than one tone out of it. So if you're looking at that and you're listening to this video and you're enjoying everything you see and hear, absolutely go for it. But if you want something that's versatile and does a lot, then this is not it. However, if you want to base your sound on this pedal, then as I said, this is the one that does that. It's really thick, but not insane. It did feed back several times, so it was nice to play around and interact with the amp. There's a big difference between humbuckers and single coils, as I noticed in this video. It's as they said, no fuss fuzz. So it does that big muffed sound, and then you can adjust it within the parameters of this kind of big muff. It is not a pedal that would stay on my pedal board, because I have other pedals that I think do not a better job, but a more appropriate job for me. So I have the Animalizer, for example. That is the versatile fuzz that I need. However, I would take that over the Big Muff Pi any day. So the original EHX, I would take that for sure. It's a nice, thick, meaty riff machine, but it is quite expensive. Overall, it's not going to go on my list of favourite fuzzes, but it certainly is something that made me rethink using the volume knob on my guitar. So if you're going to get one of these, then absolutely make sure that you are adjusting what you're giving it. Okay. You've made it to the end of the video, which means you are now officially in the End of the Video Club. To prove that you are a member of this prestigious elite, when you leave your comment telling me what you think of the Solaris Pro Fuzz, please also include the phrase, marbled. And that'll let me know that you watched this part of the video, and you'll also know who else watched it, and who else just left a comment at the beginning, like a cool kid. If you want to hear more from it, you'll probably see it in another video in the future. If you want more videos, there's some right there, right now. Otherwise, you want more information on the pedal, there's a link in the video description. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye!